Okay,
Okay,
so we're here.
we're here.
We've actually talked about doing this for
A while.
a while.
I don't know. It's been a while.
It's been a while. I think I told you like 2 weeks ago that you should be
more.
on the podcast. More?
I don't know.
I
Whatever.
don't remember. But
Doesn't matter.
Basically, I'm starting up my podcast again,
Okay.
and I decided this time I'm just gonna do it not once a week, just whenever I can, and having guests over.
No obligations. No. Just
No obligations, just
very free flowing.
free flowing, just doing
I like
whatever.
it.
Yeah, and this is Mateo.
Hello, I'm Mateo.
Mateo.
Hi.
Yeah.
That's me.
We're just here.
This is Manuel.
This is me. This
Yes.
is Manuel. I'm the host of this podcast. but
Everyone say hi, Manuel. Hi, Manuel.
I really. Oh my god, this is going great, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay.
But we've known each other for some time.
Yeah.
I think I met you like in 5 years ago.
I'd say that.
6th grade, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we didn't know each other.
That means
back
it's
then.
been 6 years.
We're not in 12th grade, man.
Yeah.
11 minus 6.
3 years of middle school, 3 years of high school. We're getting old.
Oh yeah, I don't like that. 'Cause,
Getting
I mean,
old, but still can't count.
I'm 17 right now,
I'm 16.
but like
We're wise beyond our years, guys.
I swear we're wise.
Try to be.
We try to give out knowledge, but like I feel like I'm not old. It's like a quarter life crisis. Like I'm realizing that my life is beginning.
Yeah.
My life is now start. Like
Yeah, like my legitimate life where I
Yeah.
have to make legitimate decisions.
decisions of like what are you gonna do, what's
Right.
gonna happen, and it's kind of scaring me.
It is scaring me. I mean, I did a college tour today. I had a soccer game over in Greenville. I went to Wofford. For you people watching, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I'm not gonna give out my address or anything, but okay.
Okay.
I just went there and I was looking around and I was like, gosh, it's weird that I'm actually gonna have to start making these decisions, what I'm gonna major in, which is probably what I'm gonna go into, which is I don't know what. I'm undecided and
yeah, undecided, and there's a year left,
right.
and
And there's always more time, but like there's not. Now we're at the point where it's like these things really matter instead of my biggest issue being, the B I have in calculus.
yeah. But I mean, you having a B is still pretty high.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like we are pretty smart. We're pretty smart people.
Yeah, decent.
We understand. I feel like some people don't understand that their life is starting,
Yeah,
and they're definitely just they're ruining their chances at starting their own life
Yeah.
before it's even started.
they're supposed to be the most fun years. Everyone says you're gonna go back and look back at high school and be like, wow, those were the best years. But at the same time, they're completely demolishing their future, basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for real. Like
it
they're
just-
just not doing their work.
right.
And I just don't understand how people just don't do things. that
I
they
don't
have to
either.
do. Like if it's
I can't have the mental clearance to do something if I have 6 assignments sitting on my head or whatever.
yeah, like if someone tells you to do something, this doesn't just go for school. Like if someone says you have to do something, you have to do this.
Right. Then you just
And
have to do it.
I just have to do it. Like
Right.
I just can't. Like maybe I might procrastinate like a day,
Right.
but like I'm not gonna wait until the last day to finish this thing because it just doesn't sit with
It's
me.
not in my nature to just not let things, like to watch things happen. I am not a watcher, I'm a doer.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just my personality because I'm a very focused person, I'd say, but like, I don't know. I just feel like I have to do something when I have to do something. And
Yeah, and
if you have 12 assignments due, go listen to it. Or don't go listen to it. Go do your assignments. Then,
go do your assignments right now.
Then listen to our podcast.
Yeah, listen to the rest of this
Yes.
after.
We
Or-
appreciate
or-
the support.
Or listen while you're doing it,
Yeah.
because
What is
like
that?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yes.
Or-
We're sitting in a parking lot.
Yeah, we're sitting in a parking lot right now. It's a very just a chill, relaxed thing.
Yes.
'Cause-
Coffee. We have coffee, so if you hear me slurping, don't judge. Best coffee. It's really good.
Like I said, just
Mm-hmm.
no obligation to do anything.
Yeah.
This is just for fun. But like, I just don't know. Like, I do think that there are some people that just need that extra boost.
Yeah.
And they're not doing it on purpose. They just need that extra kick.
Yeah. There's some people who haven't ever been introduced, like they've never had the people around them, the support system, to say, oh, be a go-getter, go do things, get it done.
Yeah.
And they've been surrounded by people who, you know, haven't done that all their life. So when it's time for them to do it, basically it's like, oh, I have to actually do things. I'm not going to do them. And nobody kicks them into shape and says, come on, you got to do this.
Yeah, like
it starts from the beginning.
You know, like I'm pretty extroverted.
Yeah.
And like
yeah, pretty extroverted.
Pretty extroverted. Like I definitely like to talk, but like I only do it for other people.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I hate talking, and I think about talking, and it like gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
But what makes me overcome that is I love just meeting someone new, seeing the shape they're in, and then helping them out.
Yeah.
I know I've done it with you, and
yeah,
like
you definitely have.
Every few weeks or like sometimes every few days, I would just like anyone in my contacts, someone random, I would just send them out and be like, "Yo, how are you?
Yeah.
Are you okay?" Because like you never really know what someone's going through at any one moment. Like sometimes I can be going through something and no one's gonna know.
Yeah.
And I know that's the same with other people.
That is true. Very true. Because, you know, there was actually one time you either texted me or called me, and I was sitting in my room, you know, late hours, you get in your own head and whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
And you text me and you're like, hey, how's it going? Like, are you doing good? Are you doing well? Like, do you need any help? Whatever. And I'm just, I started crying when you texted me. Yeah,
really?
You texted me. Yeah, I never told you that, but I was like, oh man, like that just, it reminded me that there was a whole support system. So the world needs more people like Manuel.
But no, okay, I wouldn't take it like that because I am a little too much sometimes.
No, I mean sometimes. But,
sometimes, yeah. But I mean, you're a great person to talk to, I would say.
I'll try.
You try. You try and you succeed.
I listen. That's the key.
Listen. Everyone needs someone that listens. And I definitely always love to listen. If someone needs to like just talk to me for hours without me even saying a word, they just need to blurt it out their chest, I will let them do it.
You know, I think about some of my best friends. I'm just sorry to interrupt. I think about some of my best friends, and a trait that fits most of them is they could literally talk to a brick wall for hours. And I think that it's an interesting dynamic now that I think about it. This is all just coming to my head right now, but it sets an interesting dynamic in all of my friendships because I guess that means I'm usually not the one talking, but I don't know. I just didn't even think about that until you said whatever you said.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting because people don't... You said that people always talk to you and you always listen, but like I think that is also a little bit challenging.
Yeah.
Always being the person that someone goes to.
Yeah.
Because then you feel like you can never be...
Yeah.
You can never be the one person that needs help because everyone else needs help.
Right. A problem I've had is at some points I've had, 3 people come to me in one night and they're like, hey, help me out with this. And then after a while it just gets overbearing and you feel their problems as your own and you lose sight of your own life and your own problems because you're like, oh, this person has this problem. And
you forget who you are.
Yeah. And it turns into a comparison. Like, I know this person has it worse than me, so I can't feel this way. I need to just put my feelings aside and,
And anybody who tells me that, like, I can't feel bad because someone else is doing worse, I always tell them, and I think I've told you this, is I always tell them, well, why can't you be happy because someone else out there is going to be happier, You can't.
That's true.
You can't compare yourself.
It goes both ways.
It goes both ways. Like, oh, you can't be happy that you got an A on the test. Someone else just got married right now. So
yeah, that's actually really good.
So like, if you're upset about an F, don't be like, oh, I'm upset, or like, I'm upset and this thing, but it doesn't really matter because like someone maybe their parents just died, and I can't be upset.
Right.
But
You
like
can.
you have to feel your emotions. You can't
Yeah.
just keep them in.
Yeah.
You have to let them out.
You have to get high but not too high and get low but not too low. Like,
Yeah.
and that's part of it. And you can't just say, okay, I'm gonna stay very flat all the time, because that's
Yeah.
what it turns into, I guess. You always expect yourself to be happy. You always expect yourself to be,
Hmm.
you know, solid there for other people, and then sometimes you're just
No,
not.
like
Voice
sometimes you just have
crack.
to cry. You have to let it out.
Yeah.
But definitely don't take that to the extreme. Um, be upset,
Yeah.
but understand that don't be upset forever. Understand that this moment will pass.
Yeah.
You will feel better eventually. Something will happen that will change your life, but you have to work for it.
Yeah. There was, I I don't know if it was a TikTok sound or it was something. I don't have TikTok anymore, but
I never.
waste of time. Sorry, TikTok, but um, there it said it was the audio said something like life goes on and sometimes that's the hardest part. And I've said that to a lot of people since, and they're like, yeah, when it's like, they just had a breakup or something, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Like life goes on. Sometimes that's the hardest part, and it goes both ways. Like if something bad happened, life goes on, and that's a very good thing sometimes. And sometimes it's hard to move on after you just had a relationship or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever it is. But
or a friendship, because sometimes losing a friend
Oh,
is
yeah, of
even
course.
harder.
I definitely harder sometimes.
Yeah.
Depends on the girl. What were we even talking about?
I don't know. Yeah, losing friends, life moves on. That's what you were
It
going
does.
on. And
Sometimes you got to go your different way to
yeah,
see
and
who you are.
life. I don't want to get like all spiritual, or whatever, but like life works because it works. It doesn't. There's no particular way. There's no
master key.
yeah,
There's
there's
like,
no karma. Like, oh, you dealt something really bad. Now something good is gonna happen.
right.
Because sometimes good doesn't just come to you, but you have to be able to take the next step.
Mhm.
You had to take the next step. You had to go on your own, sometimes by yourself, and that is very scary.
Yeah.
And
I tell my, I'm not a hoe, but I've had a few girls in my life. I'll say that,
okay.
and I always say, like, I can't love you if I can't love myself, and like, the only person you always have is yourself. So, like when it comes down to it, the only person who will always be there is you, your brain, you.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it and you're in that tough moment on the math test, you just have you, not your friend sitting over your shoulder and saying, I'm here. This is what you do. Like,
Yeah.
Taking care of yourself is the most important.
Definitely.
And that's something I've struggled with.
You have to know who you are, and like we're still young, but like,
Yeah.
and we're not gonna figure it out. And I'm pretty sure some people are like 25, 26, 27, late 30s. They still don't know who they are.
Yeah.
It takes time. You have to understand what you want before you give others what they want.
Yeah. That's very true.
Because like, I mean, I've had a lot of friends. They just come and go.
Yeah.
And
it's a rotation. That's
it's
just
a
how
rotation.
it works.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta grow
I
apart.
let it
Sometimes you get
happen.
closer. Yeah.
Because sometimes somebody needs me for like a month, but after that, I'm no longer useful to them, and they leave, and it hurts. It definitely does hurt.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Dang, that's sad. I mean, like, that's a tearjerker.
but it's okay, because I know that in their life, in their point of view, someone was there for them for a whole month, and now they're better, and now they can just carry on.
Yeah.
And I can't be upset about that because for them, their life just carried on and now they're moving forward. I
Yeah.
had to go forward
And
on
you don't
my
want
own.
to. You don't want to bring them back.
I don't want to hold anyone back. I don't want to force anything on anyone.
Yeah.
I just want everyone to choose what they want to do. Choose how to become who they want to be.
Yeah.
And it's all a choice.
It is.
Because some people are dealt awful cards.
Yeah.
And they have to deal with harder things than other people will ever have to deal with. But if they can stay strong, and if they can just be themselves and stay true to themselves, then that's all you need.
Yeah. Just knowing yourself is the most valuable thing that you can have in life. You're an asset, but you're also your own enemy. And
Oh, that's good.
but you just got to get to the point where you're more of an asset to yourself than your own enemy, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. That was a good line.
Yeah, that was kind of good. I'm like, out here spitting facts.
You gotta quote that. 2020.
Yeah.
2020 has been a horrible year, but that's probably one of the
yeah.
best things that came out of this year.
I agree.
Man, the world needs more potatoes. That's what I gotta say.
You know, back to like, I don't know, what are we at? We're at 16 minutes. Back to about minute 6, I'd say. I said the world needs more Manuels, and
now we're going back.
Now you've seen 16 minutes of Manuel, now 17, and now you see what I mean, don't you? I bet you're nodding your head at home, aren't you? I know you are. Don't deny it. You're nodding your head.
You're doing it. You're doing it right now. You're saying yes. Don't click away though.
Don't, please, no. Don't click the X.
Don't click the X. Don't click pause.
But what was I even saying? Honestly, 2020 has been hyped up to be completely awful and just terrible. And I gotta say, it's not been that bad. Well, yeah, it's been bad.
Okay, it's been bad. It's been bad.
It's been bad.
It's been bad.
If the world hadn't been on its knees, just frowning, then I think 2020 would have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I also think this year has taught me how to persevere. It's taught me how to work hard, and it's taught me that, like I was saying earlier, when it comes down to it, you only have yourself, so you need to work on yourself the most. And that's something I've realized in the last, 6 weeks, and I'm really trying to focus on it now, like to prioritize myself, prioritize what I'm doing, because that's all I truly have when it comes down to it.
2021, that's gonna be an excellent year.
I agree.
And I say that because it has to live up the hype for 2021 and for what 2020 was supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be both. And I think I'm not sure I told you this, but you know how our teacher, Mr. Young, he said that he wants to run 250 miles, and he wants to run 250 miles in
Like in one go?
in 2020, like a cumulative.
Oh, I thought you meant one go.
No, he meant a cumulative.
Okay, that's good.
And he got 45 miles in, and now his leg really hurts, and he thinks he might have fractured his foot.
Oh boy.
But he wants to make those final 5 miles. But for 2021, I set myself that goal, but I increased it a bit. I'm gonna run 260 miles in 2021.
Okay.
2 days ago, I ran 5 miles.
Wow.
Just to see if I could. I was able to.
Not easy.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. It was definitely lower than what I wanted it to. But I mean, it was also the first time that I had run in like 2 months.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know that running. I think my brother's the one that told me that like running is it's one of the best sports because it's one of the only sports that you can literally take it at your own pace.
Yeah.
And because you're running with yourself.
It's completely individual.
It's individual.
And I gotta say, it's a mental game. It is completely a mental game.
Yeah. I'll tell you, like, I had run 2.5 miles. And I was just like, maybe I should just stop at 3.
Right.
And I was going to stop at 3. But then I was thinking in my head, if I stop at 3 and I get home, I'm going to tell myself, why didn't you run those last 2 miles?
Right. Because then you know, you sit down for half an hour, you're all sweaty, whatever, and you're like, okay, I could have done more.
I
And
know.
you're upset with yourself. I could
Every single
have
time.
I could have gone faster.
Every
I could have
single
gone
time.
longer.
Once you get home and you're by yourself, you're like, I could have done more. I
Right.
should have done more.
Right.
And so why don't I tell myself that while I'm doing it?
Right.
That's what I decided to do.
Yeah.
And I got those 5 miles.
There you go.
And I'm going to try to do like 5 miles once a week, twice a week.
Anytime I can. That's not easy.
It's not easy, but it's going to be done.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I know I am.
Heck yeah.
And another sidetrack, you play soccer.
I do.
And
Yes.
today you played.
Today I did play.
You played, and how did that go?
I'm sitting here hoping that my thigh doesn't, or like my hamstring doesn't cramp up while we're sitting here. That's what I was just thinking about as you were talking about running 5 miles. What was your question? How did today go?
Yeah, how did today go? You played a game.
Yes, I did play a game. I played most of it. I've been struggling for playing time recently, and I can't even lie to you. Like, that is a problem I've never had. Up till this year, I've always kind of been, I'll say, one of the better kids on the team, humbly. Cause,
I've seen you play.
Yes.
Play, and you're a killer beast. I can absolutely say that.
I try my best, but usually. But now I kind of leveled up. I'm on a new team, and just playing time has been killer. It's a constant battle every day at practice, and way more than it used to be, because it used to be like I didn't have to worry about playing time. I play the whole game, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's become very tough and demoralizing a little bit just to sit on the bench and think, oh, I could do that better. You know, I could do this better. I could do that better.
But you're on the bench and you can't do anything.
Right. And it's killer, man, sometimes. But it's a process.
Yeah, and you have a game. Your last game's tomorrow.
Yes, finally.
Good luck. See the enthusiasm with it.
Yeah. I've been struggling with my liking of the game recently. Just not
Never
even
a good thing.
Not even the fact that, you know, like, I like my teammates, my coach is fine, like, none of that is an issue, but I just I feel like I don't like the game anymore as much as I used to. Like, it's always been, oh, you can figure out your schoolwork, you love the game of soccer, it's like it's your getaway. And now it's become, because it's so, like,
you have to
high
get away
pressure.
from your getaway.
Right, exactly. It's like, oh, I get to go to school today. Oh, then I have to go to soccer. Like, I see school higher than I see soccer, and never did I ever think that would happen. But, I don't know, it's just become a big mental game of, you know, can you handle the pressure? Because now it's such a high level, high pressure. If I'm not performing well, I'm not happy. So it's become a second job, and I just don't know how I feel about that.
I don't think that an activity you should do for fun should never feel like a job.
Yeah, too late.
Yeah, like too late now. It's all, everything becomes, once everything when
that was my drink. Sorry, guys.
you're good. When something becomes something you have to do, it's no longer a thing you want to do.
Right.
It could be the most fun thing in the world, but if it becomes a job or becomes something you have to perform,
it's an obligation instead of an opportunity.
I couldn't have said that better. It's never, that's never a good sign for anything. So, like, I mean, school definitely is sometimes an obligation.
Oh, of course, but
like,
there's so many things that come from it too.
like,
And you could say that about soccer, but soccer's a hobby, and school is not really.
Yeah.
It's not a choice. It's something you kind of have to do.
and like, I mean, I play guitar, and I love, you know, filming and whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm never gonna take that as a class. I'm never
Right.
gonna do that for like a job, because then that means I have to do it.
Yeah.
And that means if someone asks me to do it and someone wants to hire me to do something, or like if someone tells me I have to do it, then that's just gonna be like, now I don't want to do it anymore. Now I want
Yeah.
to stay home. I'd rather stay home.
It takes
and
your passion away from
It
just.
takes the passion away.
It takes out the element of oh, let me go do this. And you
Yeah.
like get all excited about it.
So I think
Excuse me.
I think
Ooh.
when you get a job, I'm not talking from experience here because I don't have a full-time job and I'm still far from that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I feel like once you get a job, it shouldn't be a thing that you love. It should be a thing that you're good at. So that way
But you also enjoy to an extent.
you enjoy to do it and you'll do it, but like you're also good at it and it's not your passion. You should always have keep your passion separate from your work
That's true.
because then your passion becomes work and now it's no longer a passion.
That's true. That's a good point. I never thought about that. I was thinking about today. I was walking around Wofford. That's where I was going on the college tour. I was thinking about what do I want to do just walking around campus, seeing the buildings. There's the College of Arts and the Environmental Science building. That's two that I saw. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know what I want to do. Maybe something in psychology, maybe go into psychiatry, maybe go to law school. But then I was talking to my dad about it. We went through my strengths and weaknesses and what I find interesting and what I don't. Maybe advertising might be something that I want to do. As strange as it may seem. Yeah, I know. And I know you listeners probably don't care, but
I have a brother in marketing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know
and this is final year, and I think he told me he has to be in an advertising class. So
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that. There's just so many ways to go, but advertising is something I would never say, like, oh, I'm going to go advertise this Saturday. Like, that's not something you really do unless you're an entrepreneur, so respect. I'm not.
Spell entrepreneur right now.
ENTREPRENEUR.
I don't know.
We can go back and look. But I don't know. I think I am, to your point, keeping my hobbies separate from my work, which is a good thing. But now I don't even know what my hobbies are because soccer's falling down the mountain real fast.
Well, I mean, once soccer doesn't become an obligation,
right,
you'll be able to
explore different things.
Explore different things, and then you can come back to soccer with new eyes.
Yeah, that's true. I think right now there's a lot of distraction. Well, not even distractions, but things I see as looming opportunities. It's like, oh, I could be doing this or I could be doing that. But instead, I just see soccer as something I have to do. And I think that's a little bit of, ADHD and like the grass is greener on the other side. I think it does get in the way. But I also think right now I'm doing what's best for me, and maybe that's taking a step away from soccer. Maybe that's, having a fresh start. We're about to get to Christmas break, so then I'll have a little bit of time off. Yeah, one more week.
Yeah, I have my Secret Santa.
Oh.
And with my friends, Raina, Carly, and Alexa. Nice. I won't say who I got because who knows, they might be listening right now.
Yeah, there's always people sneaking around.
Yeah, you can't wrap your you can't go through. But I think I did a good job. We're all pretty scared.
Yeah.
Because we all think that we got each other horrible gifts and we're all gonna hate it.
Nah.
But I am looking forward to that because
I'm sure you did a good job.
I think I did a good job. I am pretty scared because I'm not the person that hangs out with people much.
Right.
I mean, I've definitely been doing it more recently.
Yeah. Hey, look at us. We're hanging out right now.
Hey, we're hanging out right now.
Hey, fist bump. We gave each other a fist bump. Yeah. I've been thinking about how many times I've been nodding during this conversation, and you guys just can't see that. So
it's just in parentheses nodding.
Right, I'm just nodding. Okay, continue.
I don't really hang out with people much, and I've been doing it recently more, but just because I've never actually gotten that opportunity, I've mentioned before, I've always had friends, but it's never been long-term friends. It's always been just they know me for a few months and then they just stop talking to me and they leave, and I never actually get to be with them. And I mean, we just started being friends like 2 years ago, like freshman, because we didn't talk in middle school.
We were acquaintances.
Yeah, we knew each other, and then
did we have classes together? Probably.
No, we did not. In middle school, no, we did not.
Oh, well, we had similar circles. So
we had similar circles, so we knew each other.
Yeah, we were familiar with each other. We if I went up to Manuel and said what's up, he'd say what's up.
Yeah. But it only recently have we become friends, and only recently have we become like close.
Right.
But it's always scary. It's always scary because I never know who's gonna stick around, and so I'm actually recently I've been pretty happy because I've had a tight circle, the same tight circle for quite some time.
Good deal.
And I don't think they're going anywhere, and now this is gonna be great.
Hey, I'm happy to hear it.
Yeah.
I have there's a pretty, like, tight group, I'd say. Well, not group, because I'm kind of all over the place with my friends, but there's a tight 5, 4, 3, 4, or 5, somewhere around there.
I just named myself now.
Yeah, basically. But there's a few people who I give the world for, but and I don't know. It's just been the same people in my life pretty solidly, I guess.
Everyone needs that.
Manuel's sort of a new entry, but I've had, two of my best friends. I've been friends with them both for at least like 5 years.
Dang.
Yeah, no. I read something that was like, once you're friends with somebody for 5 years, that's how you know you're going to be friends for the rest of your life.
I don't think that's true.
Could be.
People can always change.
Like, close friends.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Because then you know everything about each other. And people always change, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You go your different ways, but I don't know. That's whatever. But I've always had a pretty select group of close friends. And, I have my inner circle of 3, 4 people. And then it's just kind of friends and then acquaintances. Mm-hmm. And Manuel, like, floated from acquaintances, like, friends. And then he was like, he was in the orbit of, like, close friends. And now he's in the close circle.
Now,
yeah.
Oh, no, I'm here.
He's on my planet.
Yeah, I'm on your planet. Oh, yeah. I'm on your planet. I've entered the atmosphere. But I mean,
yes.
I'm only close friends with you. I don't even know who the friends you're referring to because I don't.
David and Caroline. I don't know if you know.
I know Caroline,
yeah.
but
yeah,
I don't. I'm not with them. But
yeah.
I think it's very good to have those close friends.
Yeah.
Especially because sometimes you just need someone to rant to or someone to have to bring up what happened in that day.
Right.
It's always nice to talk.
Yeah.
Like I see those people that they're always quiet, and
I wonder like what goes on in their head.
Yeah, and I'm not denouncing them. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying
of course not.
Sometimes I say hey to them. I just want to know that someone is there paying attention to them. Caring what's gonna happen. Because what I would hate the most is saying that like someone that I knew had like hurt themselves.
Yeah.
And
I could have done more.
I could have done more.
Yeah.
And I know you should never blame yourself for something that happens.
But of course we're gonna blame ourselves anyway.
Of course you're just gonna blame yourself, and that's why I try to make sure that everyone I know, even if they're just acquaintances, try to make everyone
feel welcome.
Let them know that there is someone who is gonna care.
Yeah.
But I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, there's just like I see quiet people. I'm not gonna say any names, but like I just think of this person in my class, and I always see this person, and he just doesn't say much, and he's incredibly smart, but he just doesn't say a whole lot. But I always just wonder, like, do those people have as vivid of emotions as I do? Because it never seams to show that much. I
think that's true because
this is probably me being extremely ignorant.
No, it's they do because I'm saying they do like it's a surprise. Because in freshman year, first semester, there was this girl in my class. In my art class, and
girls.
Oh my God. There was a girl in my art class. Shut up. There was a girl in my art class, and she was at my table. And do you know Lena?
Yeah.
Lena Pham?
Yeah.
She sat next to me, and we would always look at this girl and be like, she would never talk, and we would say hey to her sometimes. We'd be like, hey, how are you? Like, checking in on her. And she would like not even respond.
Yeah.
And I always just felt like, does she talk? Does she ever like actually talk?
Yes.
I know that sounds kind of mean, but then the next semester, I was during lunch. Especially freshman year, I never sat with anyone during lunch because I just look around looking for people to talk to because no one really voluntarily talks to me. And so
don't make me cry.
And so I went up to this. I was in the class during lunch, and I just went up to these group of girls that seemed pretty nice.
Oh, chick magnet here, huh?
Jesus Christ. I just went up to them and I said, hey. And then I looked at one of the girls out of the four, and it was that girl that was in my class last semester. And then I came back to them the next day, and then the next day, and then I got their numbers and we began like talking. I got in their group chat, and now
wow, you
now,
got group chat privileges.
Yeah, 2 years down the line, now I'm going to their house for Secret Santa.
Yeah,
like it's just crazy how like some people they might be in your life,
but not really in your life.
They're not in your life, and then like who knows? They might become your best friend.
Yeah, I mean we were familiar with each other for
for
3
like
years. Like
I knew you. I remember Bobby Thomas is actually the person that introduced me to you.
Oh yeah.
He just said, "Do you know this guy named Mateo?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Oh, he's that guy way over there." And I just saw you. And then like a few days later, I think that I actually met you. But we never talked. We never actually like
had any significant conversation.
We never had a conversation. We never talked about school. We never talked about anything.
Right. We were just like, oh, Manuel and Mateo. Like,
yeah, it was just like someone
you know,
an additional person to the list of names I had to remember.
Right.
And now, like I'm in your car in this parking lot, having this conversation. That pretty interesting, I think.
I hope so.
I'm interested in this conversation.
I am too. I'd definitely be tuned in if I was a part of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that me working on my advertising skills for college? Maybe. Maybe. Possibly, but stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Definitely stay tuned, because who knows? Maybe one other day we'll do another one of these.
All right, maybe.
Talk about something completely different.
Probably.
It could be like about like.
Can we talk about social media for a second?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. I would just like to state, I have a social media presence. I have followers. I follow people. I have an Instagram. I have a Snapchat. But I despise social media.
Oh, I hate it.
It's cool. It's good for networking, and if someone says, "Do you know this person?" You look them up on Instagram. Like, nothing wrong with that. But Instagram just did this thing. I don't know if you're aware of it, but so the button you always used to click, the little heart in the sort of bottom right. And it was like where you went to see your likes, to make yourself feel good or whatever. They moved that button and replaced it with a shopping bag. So now you click where you used to click to see your likes and see, like, make yourself happy. And now you have to go shopping. So,
oh no, don't worry. I hate it.
So they're basically just trying to make you shop more when you feel good or whatever, or feel bad. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's probably to make you buy more things, and it's like a money scheme probably. But
the only reason I have Instagram right now is because of like, I want to be a photographer and a filmmaker, and I just have to get my name out there.
Yeah, it's necessary for it.
It's necessary for it, but like, I hate having to click post, because every single time I click post, I'm just like, no one's actually gonna see this, and sometimes it gets to me, and I'm like, why am I letting this get to me? It's literally just a number.
Right.
So, and sometimes I'm not gonna diss on YouTube or like Netflix, but I hate that sometimes too, because sometimes I'll be at home, I'll have work to do, and I'll have YouTube, and I'll have people to talk to.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll choose YouTube over those things. And I hate it. Sometimes I just want to do my work.
Yeah.
So.
But you just like can't bring yourself to do it.
I can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah.
So, for the past week, this is the first time you're hearing this. For the past week, Alexa actually convinced me. My friend Alexa, she convinced me to do this, and she's doing it with me. We haven't been on Instagram, YouTube, Netflix,
That's sick.
anything at all.
Cool.
For the whole week, and we're gonna try to go at least until next week. And definitely this week, it's been a challenge.
Cool. Yeah,
It's been
I'm
a
sure it's
challenge because sometimes I just want to be on Instagram, go through the recommended, and be
right.
like,
Just
what
waste time.
Waste time, definitely.
Get a good laugh, you know.
I'm eating breakfast, you know, on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm eating breakfast and I'm thinking like 6 years ago, I didn't have a phone. 6 years ago, I just had breakfast.
Yeah.
And I was perfectly content with my life.
Yeah.
So why can't I do the same now?
Yeah.
Why?
And now that our lives, I guess, this is probably, like now that our lives have elevated, now there's so much more, you know, intense things to think about, like, what am I going to major in college? It's just, I keep bringing that one up, but like
actual
legitimate issues and like things I need to figure out and stuff I could be doing. Yeah, I'm still sitting eating my oatmeal with a banana and chocolate chips in it, which is very good. I recommend.
All right.
We're sitting eating breakfast with a phone in our hands watching YouTube or Netflix or Instagram or whatever. And as we've gotten older with more obligations, more things to think about, whatever, our focus has gotten lesser. And like, I don't know if that makes any sense. We're going the wrong direction.
Yeah. And social media should be used
in moderation.
Anything should be used in moderation.
Yeah.
Don't never you do anything in excess.
Yeah.
But social media should be used just to like share what you're doing in your life, but like just every now and then.
Not to make people feel bad.
And never use social media to diss on someone.
Yeah, it's
like
grow up.
Grow up. Grow up.
Sorry, but grow up. Not sorry.
Like don't. Like, and also, like, some people, like, they brag about having thousands of followers on social media. And I'm just like, okay.
Fantastic job, buddy. You want a gold star for your 1,400 followers?
How many of those people do you talk to? How many of those people do you know?
About Sim.
Like, how many of those people are you aware of that you, like, it's just it's such a horrible thing.
You pride yourself on basically being, to the point of you know their name and they know yours. You pride yourself on having that many people in your life, or people who want to see your life because it looks so fantastic and fabulous on Instagram. But to be honest,
honestly, no one cares.
To be honest, the times when I think of my life as the best and when people should want to like look at it and be jealous is when I don't have my phone.
Yeah,
it's when I'm.
It's whenever you're just with your friends in the moment.
It's when I'm kayaking with my friend Richard. We go kayaking a lot. It's fun. It's when we're doing that and we're just sitting at the top because we kayak upstream and then chill out and then float downstream because we only have one car. It's when we're just talking at the top and like, you know, really bonding and just talking about life that's what I want to brag about. Like,
those are the moments you want to have, and moments sometimes should be shared with a person that you had them with. Yeah. Sometimes a moment doesn't have to be expressed.
Right. You don't have to like share everything that's happened with people who, believe it or not, probably don't care.
Yeah. And like
nobody cares you went kayaking with your friend Richard for the 20th time in the last 3 weeks.
And I'm not sure.
Sorry about it.
I'm not sure if you know this, but like Snapchat, I recently learned this a few months ago that like Snapchat, you can only have a certain limit of friends.
Yeah, and then it like makes you subscribe or something.
And like once you reach that, you can't get any more. And some people pride themselves in getting to that number and then making a whole new Snapchat to get to that number again.
Oh, great job, like, buddy.
Why are you doing this? Like who is gonna be in 10 years? Who's gonna be like, oh my god, you see that person that just maxed out their Snap?
Wow.
16th time?
So cool.
Oh, it's so annoying.
I'm sweating because I'm so jealous of him.
Oh my god. I really hate it.
Yeah, I hate that we pride ourselves on such material things. Like, why don't we pride ourselves in, like, I don't know.
Who you are.
Exactly.
Pride yourself in who you are.
There you go.
Pride yourself in who you are and who you want to be.
Right.
Because sometimes who you are isn't who you want to be.
Right.
But if you work that little bit, you'll get there.
You should have the idea of social media, but without social media. Be the person that everyone wants to be personality-wise, if that makes any sense. Be the person that, like, people say, oh my gosh, he's such a good person, instead of, oh wow, he has a lot of followers. I don't know.
Yeah, in 10 years, I'm not going to look back and think about someone's Instagram.
Heck no.
I'm going to look back and think about how they were as a person.
Right.
As a person. Everyone's a person, not a number, not the amount of followers they
not
have.
a username.
Yeah, and I mean, some people might think it's hypocritical. Oh, you're having this podcast and you're talking and expecting people to listen.
That's true.
But
Dang.
I think it's different because I'm not doing this because I want people to listen.
We're not asking for a following.
I'm not asking for people to be here.
This is therapeutic for me. I don't care.
I'm doing this for myself.
If one person listens to this, you know what? This is therapeutic for me. So
yeah,
happy that you're listening. But
the reason I
okay.
make videos and the reason I do photography is because in 20 years, let's say I have a child, and I want to tell them who I was.
Yeah.
And I want
to capture the moment.
I want to remember who I was when I was 16, 17. And this is a way to know who I was. This is a way to understand who I've become. And then like 20 years down the line, I'm like, wow, I'm a completely different person now, but I'm better.
Yeah.
And this is very therapeutic.
It is very therapeutic.
Very therapeutic.
I recommend it for anybody.
Yeah, I recommend it for anybody. Definitely just, you don't have to publicize it. You don't have to do anything with it. Just talk sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
We started this 47 minutes ago.
Damn.
And I didn't know what I was going to talk about.
I was kind of nervous about what we were going to talk about. I can't even lie.
I had a brief idea and I was like, this is going to get maybe awkward. Maybe it might get...
It'll last about 20 minutes. Yeah, but it'll sputter out.
Yeah, things just keep on going, and it's just nice to talk.
Oh, it is nice to talk.
But I mean, I think on that note, I think we can end it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Perfect. All right.
See you guys later.
See you guys another time.
Yes, soon.